Why do we say that? Easy. Because you've just stepped into a time machine. Welcome to Rome in the year 100 AD. You've left your sandals by the door, along with your worries and your tunic. Now you are stark naked in the hottest bath you have ever seen. It's hot enough to make an old man sweat. And trust me, you don't want to be an old man sweating around you. Men of all ages are doing their best to avoid that fate. A skinny, muscular young man is giving himself a soapy scrub with an older man is scraping his back with a sharp tool called another is covering himself in oil and slapping it on with a tool called a sudarium. Slap, slap, slap. It's hard to say what's hotter, the bath or the slaps. All around you are tools of torture. Tools of relaxation. One man has a ball of metal that he keeps poking himself in the ribs with. That's supposed to help the aches and pains go away. The skinny young man notices you watching and smiles. He offers you the strigil. Would you like to try? If you were here for the whole hour, maybe. But you're not here for an hour. You're here for a lifetime. Because when you take a Roman bath, you do it right. This is where you live now. This is where you will stay until you die. Here, old age means nothing. It's just another trip to the baths. The skinny young man winks at you. He knows something you don't. In this place, there is no death. You can't die. Not yet, anyway. First, you must endure the hottest bath you have ever endured. Then you must lie down on the cold marble and wait for your body to start screaming. Then you must cover yourself in even more oil and scrape it off with the... Finally, you may wash yourself with freezing cold water from the frigidarium. Ah, yes, the frigidarium. This is the coldest bath you have ever taken. And now, my friend, you are ready to die. Or not. You could also choose to live another 2,000 years and come back to the future with us. But you never wanted to do that, did you? You wanted to stay here. In this moment, you are truly alive. The old man sweats. The young man scrubs himself raw. And somewhere in the shadow, a poet writes a poem about how great it would be if you could capture this moment. Keep it forever. But you already have. Because when you are here, in this place, time stops. And that, my friend, is why. In the ancient world, the public bathhouse was more than just a place to get clean. It was a social hub, a business center, and a gossip mill all rolled into one. But what if you're not cut out for that? What if you're more of a clean and chill alone type? Well, strap on your toga because we gonna send you back in time to find out if you would have lasted a day in an ancient bath. It's a bustling day in the 2nd century CE. The Roman Empire is near its peak. The economy is booming. Trade is thriving. And the legions are busy conquering new provinces for you to pillage. Oh, and did we mention the wine is flowing free? Oh, yes, the wine. You? Perhaps a shopkeeper's apprentice or a middling scribe have just finished your morning labor, and you are dustily contemplating your next move. You could grab some lunch, but you're not hungry. You could head to the forum and check out the latest chariot or gladiator, but you're not really interested. You know what you need, a trip to the back. Now, before we let you run off, though, we're going to need you to pay your entrance fee, about 2 quadrants, or the modern equivalent of about 15 cents. You hand over your cash and step inside. The door behind you closes, cutting off the sounds of the bustling city and the annoying cries of street vendors. Now let's take a look around. The first room you enter is called the appetitarium, or changing room. You hang up your clothes on a shelf in the wall and notice that there are you and any private lockers around? Nope. In the ancient world, privacy was not a thing. So just make sure you don't leave anything valuable lying around or those shifty-eyed furtive air. Thieves will be on it in a flash. Next, you're handed a strigil, a curved bronze scraper, and told to get to work. Now there isn't any soap in the ancient world, but cleanliness is next to godliness. Or at least to the Romans it was. So you spend some time vigorously scraping oil into your skin to remove dirt and dead skin. Your muscles feel loose and your skin glows. It's a bit uncomfortable, but you don't have anyone to impress here. So you decide to keep it simple and just watch the dirt fall off. But wait, what's that horrible sound? Is it squeaking? Is it mice? Never mind. It's just old Lurch trying to serenade his date with a song. If you didn't get the memo, the baths are not just a place to get clean, but also a place to socialize. And the acoustics are just so perfect. For what? For listening to people gossip, philosophize, and make snide remarks. Oh, and for hearing drunkards belt out bawdy songs after rinsing off with some water from a nearby fountain. You hit the tepidarium or warm room where you recline on a marble bench and wait for your body to relax. Once your muscles are nice and loose, it's time to move on to the caldarium or hot room. Here the air is thick with steam and the scent of oil and sweat. You'll sink into a nearby pool and feel all your worries melt away. Wait, what was that? Did someone just drop their stylus into the communal water pool? Oh, well, that's certainly interesting. But you have places to be, things to do. After all, you are a busy Roman. Even if you're not a senator or an emperor, you finish your business and take the plunge into the frigidarium or cold plunge. The shock of the cold water wakes you up instantly. But you know there's no time like the present, so you shake off the excess water and head home. So how did you do? Did you survive your day at the Roman bathhouse? Maybe you got clean, but at what cost? Being jostled, sweated, and gossiped about mercilessly by complete strangers. Yeah, that kind of sucks. If you thought the privacy of your own bathroom was hot, try spending a day at the Roman bath. Just make sure to bring some earplugs. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out our other content. And remember, don't just stand there. Click that subscribe button. Welcome to the dumbest. Welcome to the doomest. Built by the Emperor Augustus, then rebuilt by Nero after the Great Fire. This was the imperial palace during the 1st century CE. Its rooms were its frescoes were exquisite, and it was home to the most powerful man in the ancient world. Here, amid the marble columns and mosaic floors, senators plotted and schemed. Generals came to receive their marching orders. Ambassadors presented their gifts, and emperors held court. These were the halls of power, the center of the action, and to enter them, you would need to be someone important, or at least look the part. It was a world of appearances. The emperor's palace, the Domus Transitoria, was destroyed by fire in AD CE, but it was only one of many imperial palaces in Rome. The emperors who ruled over the city from here were often at war, so they needed places to stay while they tended to business. Enter the Domus Aurea, also built by Nero, but finished by his successor, Titus. Its name means golden house. Its rooms were decorated with gold leaf gifts and precious stones. They tell the story of the Roman triumph. Scenes from the arts and sciences, mythology, and history, all designed to remind you who was in charge. But where did all that gold come from? From conquered peoples, of course. Here we see the spoils of war, the silver from Spain, the ivory from Africa, the marble from Greece, the paintings from Asia Minor. And surrounding it all, the imperial family, we see the deified Duilio Claudians and the Flavians, their likenesses on display, their accomplishments glorified. But behind the glitter, behind the art, there is an emptiness. This was a monument to power. But who lived here? How does one survive in such gilded cages? Life in the Domus Aurea would have been stifling. Its courtyards and gardens were beautiful, but enclosed. Its fountains flowed, but nowhere could they flow. Its frescoed walls were thick, soundproofed. Its very opulence muffled everything, including light. For the Domus Aurea was built on top of the Domus Transitoria, which was built on top of the Domus, and as you dug deeper into the earth, you found less and less gold. Eventually, you would arrive at nothing but dirt. You leave the opulence now. Imagine yourself stepping out of the golden house, blinking against the glare of the midday sun. Gone are the sculpted marble columns and gleaming mosaics. Ahead, beyond the imperial palace, you see the circus. Maximus, to your left, the Palatine Hill. To your right, the Forum, the Colosseum rising in the distance like a bloody tooth. Where do you go now? And who are you? If you're a former emperor, mad with paranoia, you might retreat to the obscurity of a small villa on the Palatine. But if you're an ex-slave recently freed, you may seek out the familiar comforts of the suburb. And if you're an ambitious young senator, perhaps you want to be seen in the stylish Trastevere neighborhood. But you are not any of those people. You are no one. And being no one in ancient Rome was surprisingly difficult. Food, clothing, shelter, safety, even love. None of it was easy to come by. The reality of poverty. It was not uncommon for Romans to live in the same room as their parents and siblings, sharing a single bed. Furniture was expensive. The walls were thin. Privacy did not exist. Baths were communal. Water was scarce, and toilets were shared. The streets were crowded. Disease was rampant. Accidents were frequent, and a sudden rainstorm could ruin everything. You clutch your meager possessions close. You are alone in a city of millions. It feels as if the entire weight of Rome is pressing down upon you. So where can you go? What can you do? The options are few. You can bet, you can steal, you can fight in the gladiatorial schools, you can gamble, you can seek employment, you could join the army, you could become a gladiator, you could take whatever work you can find, but you will always be watched, always be hungry, always be tired, and always wonder where the next meal will come from. You are free. Now imagine stretching out on a cold stone floor, gazing up at the rough ceiling above you. The air smells of stale urine, sweat, and refuse. Your stomach growls. Your limbs ache. You think about leaving, about finding somewhere else to sleep. But this place is all you have. This place is home. For Rome was a city of extremes, of palaces and hovels, of blood sports and religious mystery, of emperors and slaves, of wealth and want. It was a place where men could live like gods and die like dogs. It was Rome. Now the bustling Roman Forum fades behind you. The clamor of the crowds, the heat of debate, the very sunlight itself dims. Instead, imagine stone steps descending beneath the earth, each step cooler than the last. Your sandals press into smooth, worn stone. The air becomes still. The scent of oil lamps and old dust settles in your lungs. You have entered a myth. It is not large. It is narrow, enclosed, intimate, carved out beneath an ordinary Roman building or temple, hidden in plain sight. And you are not here as a Roman senator, nor as a slave. You are not even fully a member yet. You are an initiate, a seeker, drawn into a mystery that even now, centuries later, historians have yet to fully understand. The cult of Mithras. The cult of Mithras appeared in the Roman Empire sometime around the 1st century CE. Its roots are unclear. Some say it came from Persia. Others that it was born entirely within Roman military culture. But what is known is that it spread quickly, especially among soldiers, merchants, and bureaucrats. Men who traveled, men who kept secrets. There are no surviving scriptures, no public sermons, no written doctrine. Only in these dark, cave-like sanctuaries, and a central image found in every Mithraeum depicting Mithras slaying a bull. The iconography, this image is everywhere. Mithras, wearing a Phrygian cap, a flowing cloak, and a tunic, holds a dagger to the neck of a great bull. From the wound life flows, not just blood, but sometimes grain, or vines, or other animals. A dog laps at the string. A scorpion clutches the bull's genitals. A serpent went through the scene. above the zodiac stars, the sun and moon, cosmic symbols woven with ritual meaning that no one has ever conclusively decoded. The rituals, what happen in these underground chambers, from surviving clues graffiti, broken altars, fragmentary mosaics. We know that the cult had 7 grades of initiation, each with specific trials and symbols. Some speculate that initiates were flogged, others that they wrestled snakes. All seem to have feasted, drank wine, and sacrificed animals, especially once initiated, members could partake of a special meal, bread dipped in the blood of the sacrifice, seasoned with salt and pepper, mixed with meal and served on a platter alongside the heart, liver, and testicles of the bull. After this feast, the initiates would swear a solemn oath, promising secrecy and obedience. In return, Mithras would grant them protection, health, and good fortune. It is tempting to see parallels with mystery cults from across the ancient world. Secret rituals, otherworldly experiences, the promise of an afterlife. These were staples of many first-century cults, and yet, despite their similarities, Mithraism seems wholly unique. There are no temples, no official priests, no images outside of the iconography of Mithras slaying the bull, and yet people flocked to join. By the 2nd century, there were over 2,000 Mithria in the Roman world, and membership may have reached 10% of the empire's male population. It would be another mystery cult, Christianity, that would eventually eclipse the. But for 2 centuries, from the reign of Augustus into the 3rd century CE, Mithras was one of Rome's most popular religions. Mithras, a god of the Persians, a deity perhaps born in the barrack, a savior who sacrifices himself so that humanity might live. He may have been many things to many people, but above all, he was a constant amid change, a steady point of reference in a world increasingly defined by its own instability. This is a History Channel. You've walked through the alleys of ancient Rome. You've sweated in the public baths, listened to the reformers, sat in shattered shrines, dined beneath frescoed ceiling, and now you return back to your quiet space, your soft bed, the silence of your time. The world of Rome fades not forgotten, but folded gently into memory. It was a place of grandeur and discomfort, of noise and stillness, of power and its inevitable decline. And you've made it through one day. More than most could say. Sleep well now, and let the rhythm of ancient lives carry you gently into dreams. Good night. And so, we have wandered slowly through the layers of ancient Rome, not through its triumphs or its towering arches, but through its stillness, its shadows, its quiet, ordinary lives. We began in a storeroom before dawn, feeling the stone floor beneath bare feet, and hearing the careful silence of those who labored without name. We followed Spartacus not as a warrior of legend, but as a man with aching muscles, sharp eyes, and a quiet refusal to accept what was forced upon him. A man who risked everything not to win, but simply to leave. We walked the ash-covered streets of Pompeii, where time itself paused and the unspoken lives of slaves became visible again. Not in glory, but in the rooms they cleaned, the tools they held, the spaces they filled and were forgotten in. And then we rose into the still air of the Dumas, where soft couches and flowing wine existed because someone else fetched them, where leisure and silence were not accidents, but luxuries made possible by unseen hands. History, as we have seen tonight, is not just written in scrolls or monuments. It is written in footprints, in worn thresholds, in bones left behind. It is a rhythm of work, of sleep, of breath held and released again. It is human, and so are you. You may find comfort now in your own bed. in the hush of electricity, in the softness of a blanket, woven by hands that do not feel the sun or the lamp. You are tucked in the warmth of a hearth that no one will come to steal. You are home.